Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello, dear friends and colleagues. All right, I'm going to set this up real quick and come on. So nice to welcome you again. This is the fourth episode of Grant Writing Made Easy. And I'm just waiting for Instagram to allow me to go live as well. But for some reason, it's not working, which is okay. Oh, let's see. Alrighty, I want to go live on Instagram. Well, anyway, I might not be able to turn it on Instagram today, but I can post the recording there later. So welcome. I see some people are already joining. And this is the fourth episode of Grant Writing. I'm sorry, Good Morning Grant Lovers. Fourth episode of Good Morning Grant Lovers. Obviously, I need to drink a little bit more of my coffee. My name is Mirka. We are broadcasting this from Montessori Institute Prague. And and I see those comments right there. So if you already joined, I would love to hear from you where you are joining from. I'm just going to put you up here on the screen so I see your comments. And so, say hello so I know you can see me. Let me know if you can see me, please. And if you can hear me well, I would not want to talk to myself. So, all right, I will wait as you are joining. Good morning, Grant lovers. Welcome to the fourth episode of Good Morning Grant Lovers live show. And I think we can slowly dive into what we have to talk about today. Yay! Hello, Julia. Okay, great. It's good to know you can hear me and you can see me. So I know I'm not talking to myself as you know. Sometimes it has happened to me before that I had a live show and I thought I was live and I wasn't. So, but lucky me, there's always a recording that can be posted. So the purpose of this show is to inspire you who are watching live or you who are watching the recording later to fall in love with grants. And hopefully those of you who are joining, and I would love for you to say hello as you are joining in chat where you are joining from. You already know what grants are, what grant money is. If you are here today for the first time, you can go ahead and watch the recording from Monday, which is about what grants are and who can apply for grants and who can get grants. Okay, so on Monday. On Tuesday, we talked about who gives grant money. Hello, Slobodanka. Hello to North Macedonia. So nice to have you, and Tanya to Austria. So nice to have you too. Welcome to the show. On Tuesday, we talked about who gives grant money, and I gave you a lot of links for websites for various grant funders. And if you missed that show, you can go to our Facebook page and you can go through it. You can either look in chat where all the links are, or you can listen to the recording. And there I am talking about all the different grant funders. And the reason why I did that on Tuesday was because I often hear from people, in Asia, we don't have any grants, or in Egypt, we don't have any grants, or in Africa, we don't have any grants. Well, I think the opposite is true. I've done a lot of research over the 20 years of my experience grant fundraising, and I know there are billions of dollars and billions of euros available in grant funding, and that if you want to find the grant money that you need to search. And once you start the search, you learn how to search, and eventually you are going to find the grant fund resource or the source of money or the fountain of money for the work you are doing. So all you need to do is start digging, and sometimes you have to dig deep, but with no digging, there's no finding. So we did that on Tuesday, And yesterday I had a guest, Roxana Pon from Italy, who founded and who runs a beautiful Montessori school in Italy. And she told her story about how she got a grant, how she got grants, multiple grants for her school. She raised, if I remember correctly, 108,000 euros, 108,000 euros for her Montessori project. Hello, Veru, so nice to see you. And she told the story yesterday, and she shared about how it changed the life of her school, how it changed her life, how she uses the grant money to support her teachers in her school, and what are all the things they were able to buy and to afford thanks to the grant money that she raised, 108,000. And she was a first-time student and first-time writer of grant applications. She is an alumni of our Grant Writing Made Easy course. And I will share about the Grant Writing Made Easy course soon. Hello, Micah. Hello. So nice to see you again. So those were the things we did on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm so excited. It's already Thursday, and we're doing it. I'm still doing it. I'm still enjoying it, and you still come. I checked the views on the streams from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we are over 1,500 views on those videos, which is really nice. It's got a really nice reach. People are coming to these videos later. They are watching it, and we have lots of comments and lots of shares, which means that this show is reaching people's minds and people's hearts. And my mission, I mean, I can't say mission accomplished yet, but my mission for this show is to inspire you and to realize that grants are awesome and that you can do a lot of things with grant money, and that actually every Montessori school, every Montessori program, whatever your project is, you should start looking into grants, because grants are money that can help you make your projects more sustainable, and that can help you to develop and grow your services and your offers to your community. And especially if you are working in underprivileged areas, or if you are serving parents and target groups and clients who don't have that much money to pay, and your projects are financially in struggle. And I know many Montessori projects are financially in struggle. And in fact, I'd like to ask you, those of you who are listening now, please give me a reply to this in chat. Are you well off financially, or are you struggling? Are you still looking for ways to become more sustainable? So yes or no? Yes, you need grants or more money for your operations and for development, or no, you are doing really well. So let me know in chat what is your situation, because I would like to know if what I'm sharing with you is, rain falling on a fertile ground. So my question to you is, do you need grants? Yes. Thank you, Ludmila. Do you need grants for your work? Do you feel like grants can be a solution to your Montessori project, to your development, to building your projects in a sustainable way, and even to get rid of the constant stress with financial, issues, with looking at your bank account every month and wondering whether you can pay salaries? Yes, Francesca says yes. Tanya says yes. Ludmila says yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I do agree, and I opened the center in September, and I am still sustaining it from my personal fund. Yes. Julia, I hear you so much. So many of us struggle with this issue of financial sustainability. Yes, thank you, Plummy. And I have been doing this. It's a great idea to have grants to support, a great idea, even if one is not struggling financially as such. That's true, Veru. Thank you. I think that's like level 2 of the consciousness of a Montessori entrepreneur, that grants are good, even if you have enough money, because they are an opportunity. They are a way to move you forward. They're a way to help you grow and do things that you want to do. And at the same time, I know that all of, majority of my Montessori colleagues have problems with financial sustainability, and that's actually the topic I'm addressing with my, that's my heart issue or heart message or passion message to the Montessori community, that we can't do this. We cannot sustain our projects for our personal funds, like Julia says. And Julia, I so much know how this goes. I so much know, I've done this for so many years until I figured out the formula. And that is that we have to learn how to do what is called a multi-source funding. And it's a fancy word for relying on fees that we can make with our businesses or that we can collect with our nonprofit organizations, but at the same time learning how to get other sources of money. And that's the multi-sourcing, which means we get money from fees, but we also get money from grants, we get money from fundraising. Sometimes when you are a school and you need to raise more, maybe you can start a little business, maybe you can start online education, or you can rent your space to other people. There are many, many, many ways. And that's why I have been talking about entrepreneurship, about financial sustainability, about grants, about marketing. Those are all the topics that I have been addressing during the past 3 months. And I'm very passionate about it because we have to start thinking about how to build our Montessori projects in a financially sustainable way. And what I think is that, we often, I see people, we are also passionate about Montessori pedagogy, and all we think about is serving the world. But there are two sides to the coin. It's making the impact is one side of the coin. Serving the world and serving children and serving underprivileged people is one side of the coin. That's the mission. But that mission has a second side of the coin, and that coin is building it in a sustainable way, finding the money to pay for the mission. And you, if you want to do this, you have to think about both sides. And that's my message to you. And that's why I'm doing this, because you need to know about grants. You also need to know about other things. But this show is particularly about grants and inspiring people to fall in love with grants. And if during these first 3 days, and if today I manage to ignite a little flame of passion in your heart, and maybe just a little hope, a little warm eating your brain inside and saying, oh, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should look more into this because, Mirka has done this and Roxana did it. And tomorrow we are going to have a guest, Lucio from Italy, who also got a grant. And then next week, Indra from Lithuania and Hanka from Prague, they also got grants when they took our course. So if I plant this little seed and it's going to start germinating and putting roots and growing, then my mission is accomplished. And I want to help the global Montessori movement to start spreading faster, to grow everywhere, for Montessori to be in all countries of the world, not just in the wealthy countries, but in all countries. And grant money is one of the ways. It's not the only way, but it's one of the ways, and it's definitely one of the ways that you need to know. Okay? So that's for the sermon. Amen. I believe you heard me preach. You will hear me preach about this again. And I hope you hear me. I've done this for 20 years. So if there's any experience that can be transferred, this is it, okay? This is it. And now I want to talk about all the programs that you can pay with grant money for, okay? What programs can you pay with grant money? And I want to start, I see Plame is here, and when I prepared for this session, I came across 2 links that I would like to share with you right now, and or whenever Plame you are ready. And it is a link for what is called a 3D tour of our school's environments and a 3D tour of Montessori Institute Prague's classrooms. So what is a 3D tour? If you have not heard about a 3D tour, I highly encourage you to click on the links which Plummy puts in chat. You can do it later. You can come back to the recording and find it in comments. And it's going to take you to a website where you can literally take a walk through our building and through all of our classrooms at our school. And you can do the same. You can take a tour at all of our classrooms at Montessori Institute Prague. You can literally look at materials we have on our shelves, and you can see how our environments are set up. We have a toddler community, we have 2 primary classrooms, elementary, adolescent, and here at the Institute, same offer. And the reason why I'm showing you this in relation to grants is because when you walk through those environments on your computer, when you click through those floors of our school building and of Montessori Institute Prague school building, I want you to think this was paid for by grants, okay? They got these materials from grant money. Now, I am sure that you are aware of how much it costs to equip a classroom. To equip a 3 to 6 classroom, and I'm talking just Montessori materials, is around 30,000 euros. To equip an elementary classroom, around 60,000 euros. If you want to have the full environment, all of the materials on it and all of the didactic, everything that needs to be there, it's this investment. And you can pay for this with grants. I have done this, okay? So, and you heard Roxana say yesterday that she was able to pay for her environment materials, for some of her materials from the grant money that she got. So it can be done. And in fact, the grant for that we used to pay for our first environment was a grant, and this is the activity. So the question today is what programs you can pay for with grant money. And the program was for a parent and child support group. So we applied for a grant and we got money for what we call the parent and child support group. And obviously, when you want to support, when you want to create a parent and child support group in a Montessori way, you have to equip the environment. So what we did was we applied for money for 1 year, and we said during 1 year we will organize these parent and child groups every day. So we had 2 groups in the morning and 2 groups in the afternoon. And we invited parents, and they would come for an hour and a half, and they would spend time in our Montessori prepared environment. We would have a guide there, and we would help these parents how to raise their child. We would talk about independence, and we would teach parents how to observe their children and how to not intervene and how to help them develop and all of those things. So that was one of our very first grants. Again, sorry if there's a helicopter coming by. If you hear some noise, it's coming from the outside. And so that was a parent and child support group, and we paid for the salary to the guide, we paid for the materials, and we paid for the rent of the space, okay? And some other expenses, but these are usually the most important things that people ask me about. So that was one of our very first grants. I have a list here of things, and hopefully I have enough time to go through everything. So another grant that we got, and this was shortly at the very beginning of my professional Montessori journey, was to bring a trainer to the Czech Republic, because obviously, that's like when you say, okay, we want to equip this environment and we have money to buy the materials and to do this, but now we need somebody to come and teach us how to work with those materials and how to do this in a Montessori way. So we invited a trainer, and we paid for some of the costs related to that. We also charged a fee, but grant money is also available for programs when you invite a trainer, any kind of a trainer. It doesn't have to be an AMI trainer. It could be, from a neighboring country, a Montessori practitioner who can come to your school and give you advice and help you set up environment or train your staff or something like this, and you can pay for this expense with grant money as well. And this would be in the area of professional development activities and programs. You can also send people to trainings. You can usually the easiest way to get what to get money for in terms of professional training of your own staff in your own schools is sending people to short courses, and sending people to short online courses as well. So you can send people to go physically for a week or so, and you can also send people to apply to do a course online. So that's also what you can pay for with grant money. Then I'm going to talk about a few bigger projects that we had, because you know that we got some funding from European Union and they were larger amounts, but I do want to mention those to you as well. The very first large grant that we got was for development of female entrepreneurship. It was way back in, I think must have been 2014 or something like this. And the amount of money they gave us was 160,000 euros. And this was one of our bigger projects. And what we did was we said we are going to help women who are on maternity leave return to the job market, but not as employees in companies, but as self-employed entrepreneurs. So we helped them with setting up of the trade, their basic trade license and bank accounts, and learn basic computer skills. But we also, and that's really important for us Montessorians here, we also taught them how to do Montessori, and we helped them to become Montessori entrepreneurs. So some of them opened their own parent and child programs. Some of them started, I know there were some summer camp programs, afternoon programs, helping children improve their school skills and those kinds of things. So helping female entrepreneurship, but in a Montessori way. And I'm sure that out there, many of you, majority of you probably are Montessori entrepreneurs. So you are exactly this, a group of, and you know the skills that you need, how to use a computer, how to think in an entrepreneurial way, how to do a website, how to grow your database, and how to do a little bit of marketing, but also how to do the Montessori side. So that's what we did for Czech women. And it was a 2-year project, I think. Another big amount of money that we got, and I will have a separate session about this because I know many of you are really interested, is money that we got for building our adolescent program. That was 360,000 euros. And the project culminated in 2017 when we held the Congress, the huge Montessori Congress in Prague for 2,000 Montessori teachers from all over the world. So it started in 2014 and ended in 2017. And this was money for building our adolescent program. I will tell you more about that probably on Monday or next week. So just stay tuned. I'm still deciding which day it's going to be, because that was a big project. And I know many of you are asking me, can we get grants to build our adolescent program? So yes, you can. We did it. And I'll tell you more about it in a special session. And then the biggest, and I already mentioned that in one of the previous shows, the biggest grant we ever got was a grant in the amount of 760,000 euros. So almost 1 million euros. Unbelievable, I know, but we did it for 3 years. And the purpose for this grant was to build a network of Montessori schools in the Czech Republic, which we did. The goal was to have one authentic Montessori school in every region of the Czech Republic. At that time, we had 14 regions, and we connected all of these schools. We created a strategy for development of Montessori in the Czech Republic. We met on a regular basis during the 3 years, and each of those schools, with our help, organized educational activities for their region. So what we did was we helped those schools become like a lighthouse of Montessori for their particular region. We helped them to be known and to be centers of Montessori for that particular area, while at the same time we provided this methodological supervision and connection and networking and creating a community and the awareness of the fact that we are part of a global Montessori movement. So you can also get money for networking in your own country. And I know that many of you are we had visitors from the Armenian Montessori Society on Monday, and I don't know if they're with us today, but if they're listening to this might be of interest to them, that nonprofit organizations which function as associations, which function as membership organizations for their own countries, can also get money for this kind of work. And actually, I think this is the best way to fund associations from grant money, because it's hard for associations to generate some revenue, and it's the kind of work for which you can't really charge much. So the best thing to fund an association with an association program or membership program for your country on a country level is through grants. And it is possible, and this was an amazing opportunity and an experience for us. It was a really big grant. We passed all the controls and checks and everything with flying marks, and it was a great learning experience for us as well. So then I'm starting to run out of time, so I'll just go through the rest quick. So what other programs can you pay with grants for? We actually, since I have Veronika here, who's my friend and a colleague from my entrepreneurship mastermind, of which I am part of here in the Czech Republic, we actually got a grant to publish 2 books, which I never thought of when I talked with Veronika, and I'll share with you, Veru, sometimes when we see each other. One book that we published was a methodology on how to do formative assessment in Montessori schools. So again, for those of you who are teachers and pedagogues, you know what a formative assessment is. There's a summative assessment, which means giving children grades, and there's a formative assessment, which means helping children self-assess and assess based on their own progress, that kind of thing, formative assessment. And formative assessment is still in its beginnings all over the world, which is really funny because that's what we do in Montessori for 100 years, formative assessment. And that's why we published the book, because we thought, let's share with the world what we do in Montessori and tell the world this is what you can do if you want to give children formative feedback. Another book that we published, and that's a book that just recently came out, was part of our Building Bilingual Montessori Programs grant. That grant is finishing in February, and the book is called Building Bilingual Programs. It's actually available for free because it was paid for with European funding. So if you want the book, you can put it in chat and I'll send you the link. We also paid for organizing a conference. So you can also organize conferences from grant money. And we created a course as part of the grant. So if you want to create a course, and this might be a course for your parent community, or if you want to create a course for teachers in your country, or any kind of a course, it could be online or on-site, doesn't matter, you can pay for it with grant money. We just finished creating a course for the Building Bilingual Programs. We also are now ourselves looking into money for creating a Czech national Montessori curriculum, because we don't have that yet. And because Montessori Institute Prague is now an AMI accrediting authorized agency, we are looking for money to start our accreditations project. So we're writing an application for how to start accrediting schools in Europe, because Montessori Institute Prague is, together with Norway and Spain and Canada, the first 4 authorized accrediting agencies for the Montessori Global movement. So we're looking into funding how to do that. And I know that some of you are also thinking about establishing training centers or establishing national associations. So the topic of creating a national curriculum and starting accrediting schools in your country is on your mind. So that also can be paid for with grant money. And then I do have, I spoke with Hanka the head of our school, and I said, remind me, what other grants did you get for your school? Because my listeners are also people from schools, maybe small or big. And she said that I should definitely mention that she got a grant for building a community, a parent community in the school, which is one of the most important things for your school, for your financial success, for your enrollment, and all of those things. You need to have really good relationships with your parents. And Hanka said it takes a coordinator, a full-time coordinator. So she was able to get money to pay a full-time coordinator of community activities at our school. And we've had this person with us for at least 4 or 5 years, and she coordinates all the, all the parent nights, summer camps for children, activities for parents and children, parent education evenings, open hour sessions, and whatnot. So everything that has to do with creating a community of parents around our school, we are paying for with a grant, and we have a full-time person who is working on this. She also helps with marketing, of course, and communication of what the school does in this regard. Because having a strong parent community is one of the key pillars for your programs to be financially sustainable. And if some of you are starting Montessori schools, I highly recommend that you, when you create your organizational structure for your school, that you include a community manager there from the start. So first, you can also pay for their salary from a grant. And then she said we also built our school garden from a grant, and then she also had money for developing competencies of children for 21st century. They're called lifelong learning competencies, like democratic awareness and financial literacy and entrepreneurship and all kinds of things. So I think I need to finish. It's half an hour past the hour, and I did actually exhaust my list. There is more, but I think this is this is the gist. We talked yesterday about afternoon Montessori programs, after school Montessori programs, extracurricular Montessori programs, summer camps, international visits. Our children are traveling to Spain, and it's being paid by a grant next year. Your teachers can go abroad. I mean, there are so many things. And I think I don't want to overwhelm you. I do want to encourage you. And I basically want to say that anything you can think of can be paid from a grant. You just need to know how to ask for it. And that's what we teach in our grant writing Made Easy for Montessorians course, which is coming up. And I'll share the information when the time comes. I have to finish now. So listen to this again if you want to listen to it again, or let me know in chat what I would love to know, and you can do this after the show. What are the things that you are thinking about? What are your projects? What are your programs? What are your financial needs? What is it that you'd like to pay for with grants? Okay, so please let me know in comments, and I can explore further and we can talk more. It's just amazing for what kinds of things you can get funds. Yes, Moika, just about anything. And if you learn how to do this, if you learn how to write grants and how to apply for grants right at the start of your journey, like I did 20 years ago, you can do what I did. Okay, and you don't have to struggle figuring out what to, how to pay for the sandbox that you want to have out in the garden of your school. Yes, everything can be paid for grants. You just need to know how to ask for it. Thank you. Yes, that was so nice. I'm so happy you're here with me. I do have a sense that this is inspiring, and I hope you see how I shine when I talk about this, because I'm doing this off the top of my head every day, and I could talk about this literally in the middle of the night. If you wake me up, I can give you a 5-hour sermon on grants and how amazing they are. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of hope that you don't have to struggle alone with finances, but you can actually bring in grant money to help you with all of your funding. I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. with my guest, Lucio Variale from Italy. He also got a grant, around 60,000 euros. When he did our course, he's going to tell you what he paid for it with, and you can ask him some specific questions if you want to. And then we'll have some more fun. I hope you're in love with grants by now. So good morning, grant lovers. Have some nice coffee. Have a lovely day. If you have any questions, leave them here in chat, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Bye. Yes, Tanya, I will share. I will share tomorrow or on Monday. Tanya says in comment that she wants this course. I will share. I have some really wonderful Valentine's surprise for you. So if you bear with me, if you come again tomorrow, you'll find out more tomorrow. Okay? Have a lovely day, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. You know I love you, right? So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.